No, this is not clickbait. James Gunn actually questioned his role as the leader of the Detective Comics universe during an interview. You know, I hardly ever talk about news because there are other channels that are more specialized in that. We need to discuss this today because it's a major topic directly involving the Detective Comics universe. And also it requires some context so we can really understand the situation. In this video then, we go into geek gossip mode and I'm going to tell you what James Gunn said. I'm going to give you all the context of the situation and tell you which Detective Comics projects are safe and which ones aren't. Let's get started. Intro. A few days ago, on October 21st, James Gunn was interviewed on Boba's YouTube channel. He discussed Peacemaker's ending and the Detective Comics universe's future with projects like Man of Tomorrow and Lanterns. This is when the host asked the question,
did you reference Peacemaker Season 2 and Lanterns? How far do these different arcs and footprints extend? Do they end with Man of Tomorrow, or will they continue?
If yes, do they definitely go further than Man of Tomorrow?
Notice that like here, James Gunn nearly speaks, pauses, then changes his words. Then he continues with his answer.
Much further than that. You know, whether or not I'll be the one able to fulfill that promise. There have been a lot of things in life.
What does he mean? James Gunn? What is surely on James Gunn's mind is the fact that this week the company Warner Brothers, which owns Detective Comics, the Detective Comics U, and many other franchises from home box office to Harry Potter, publicly announced it is up for sale. In fact, it has already received and rejected several offers, but well, it's practically a fact now that an external company will end up owning Warner. James Gunn knows his job isn't fully secure, which explains his response. He seems unsure, saying he still has many stories to tell. Ultimately, things may change and his future isn't certain. Let's review the context to better understand the problem. The first thing you need to know is that even though Warner Brothers is a very old studio, it hasn't been a completely independent studio for a long time, and in recent years it's changed hands several times. Lately, it's been like the hot potato among studios. It was part of Time Incorporated for years, then acquired by AT&T in 2018, who began developing Home Box Office Max. They came up with the idea to release their movies in theaters and on streaming at the same time during the pandemic. They lost a lot of money, but at least we got the Snyder Cut, so I can't complain. After just 3 years of losses, AT&T said, you know what? See you later, I'm going to improve my cell signal reception, I'm out, I don't want anything to do with this anymore. Warner merged with Discovery, led by David Zaslav. However, there was an early rumor that David Zaslav's actual goal wasn't to consolidate Warner as a brand, through good stories, but that his main goal was to reduce losses as much as possible. That's why we saw him shelving finished productions to write off taxes like Bad Girl and Coyote vs. ACME for a while. And he also tried to improve the brand's reputation, to raise the stock as much as possible. And then sell Warner again so that he and his executives can make a fortune. That seems true, since that's where we are now. In 2022, Discovery acquired Warner for $43 billion. Paramount's latest offer was nearly $60 billion for the company. That is about $17 billion in profit. You might say we're winning and making profits, but we're not. I mean, the executives and shareholders of Warner won. The audience, that's another story. A new boss and new executives mean new rules, new strategies, visions, and work teams. That's why none of the current projects, whether from Detective Comics or any other Warner franchise, will be 100% safe after the sale. The same applies to roles like James Gunn's. Not only could a new boss have a different vision, but company mergers often lead to major layoffs for restructuring. Even with the same leadership, things keep changing. Just remember how the Detective Comics universe was when James Gunn announced it in late 2022. To realize that not all the plans were carried out. Some projects left, others came in. Which Detective Comics movies and series risk cancellation due to Warner's sale? The projects that are pretty much safe are the Supergirl and Clayface movies, and the Lantern series. This is because each production is already filming or has finished filming. Canceling any of these projects would likely cost the new Warner owner more, so while they're not completely safe, they're close. Because, well, the Batgirl movie was already completely finished, and even so, when Discovery took over Warner, they decided to shelve the project so they could get a tax write-off. Now, which projects are almost safe but a little more at risk? In my opinion, that's where the Man of Tomorrow movie by James Gunn comes in. I think it's safe since the public liked Superman. It may not have smashed the box office, but it did well. Above all, it's about timing because even if Warner is sold soon, these mergers aren't immediate. James Gunn said filming will start in April 2026. Does he have the cast yet? He just completed the 4th draft of the script. I don't think this will change. Now let's discuss the productions at risk and those we may have to say goodbye to. On the movie side, Batman, The Brave and the Bold, a Wonder Woman film, Swamp Thing by James Mangold, the Teen Titans movie, and a Bane and Deathstroke film are all at risk. On the series side, the 2nd season of Creature Commandos, the Blue Beetle series Mr. Miracle by Tom King, and the series focused on Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen. Not only are they just now writing the scripts, making cancellation cheap, but some have other issues too. Andy Muschietti is off The Brave and the Bold, and James Mangold is too busy with other franchises for Swamp Thing. These are likely the last of these projects we'll see. It's not just the Warner acquisition, the production has also faced many issues and major delays. Movies include The Authority and Sergeant Rock. Series include Booster, Gold Waller, and Paradise Lost. This one would focus on the Amazons. Comment below which project you really don't want cancelled. Before I reveal who will be the new Warner boss and how this impacts Detective Comics, let's cover one last thing. I'm organizing an event in Mexico City to watch the Superman movie together at a theater. Obviously with a combo of popcorn and soda. Afterward, I'll briefly discuss the Man of Steel's history, then we'll take photos, chat, and hang out as fans. It's on Saturday, December 13th in the afternoon. Tickets aren't available yet. But in the video description, I'll leave you a link so you can send me your email. I'll send a big pre-sale discount as soon as it's available. It will be the lowest ticket price ever, and I won't mention it in any other video. So, well, if you want to know about the pre-sale, enter your email. It's completely free. Once you get the discount, you can decide to use it or not. Hope to see you. It's been a while since we met in person. Besides, it'll be the first time I watch a movie with all of you. And if you have any questions, I'll leave my email in the description as well. Now let's get back to the topic. Up to this point, there are 3 main contenders to buy Warner, and in each case, the outlook would be different. It's important to clarify that Warner Brothers, even though it has had its share of financial failures, is still a studio that's worth a lot of money, especially due to its intellectual property. That is, franchises such as Detective Comics, Harry Potter, Home Box Office, and its series, Cartoon Network, and Cable News Network. Let's say the only company that rivals Warner in terms of intellectual properties is Disney. Besides its catalog and Pixar films, it also owns major franchises like Marvel, Star Wars, and Fox. In other words, whoever gets Warner will have the potential to compete against Disney. Warner knows this, which is why David Sassler just said it. It's no surprise that our portfolio is receiving great recognition from others in the market. After receiving expressions of interest from several parties, we have initiated a strategic review of all alternatives to identify the best path forward and thus unlock the full value of our assets. So basically he's saying, I know everyone wants me, I'm just waiting to see who pays me more because that's the point. SassLab isn't reviewing what's best for Warner in the future. All he wants is to see who pays more, wash his hands of it, and get out. These are the 3 companies most likely to buy Warner. Universal, a major and established studio, ranks 3rd and has had many recent successes. So, I feel that Warner's assets could be managed properly by this company. On the bright side, if this merger happens, it would be the first time in a while that Warner is truly managed by a studio that knows how to make movies and is interested in making movies. It's said that while they like the idea of reaching Disney's level, it's unlikely they'll get there. But maybe they'll surprise us. The second most likely buyer is Netflix, a company that certainly has the money to buy Warner. Acquiring Homebox Office Max would make them the clear streaming leader. Imagine a service combining Netflix and Homebox Office Max. That would certainly dominate the market. Netflix lacks experience in premieres and film production as they've mainly focused on streaming. Netflix Chief Executive Officer Ted Sarandos recently said they're not interested but are open to opportunities. If it comes up and if the price is right. But anyway, with all this, the most likely thing is that the new owner of Warner will be Paramount. They've already made 3 offers to Warner Brothers, all rejected by the company. Not because they dislike the idea of being bought by Paramount, but because Zaslav thinks he can get more money from them. And they do have money. Because it turns out that Paramount just merged with another company called Skydance, which belongs to Davis Ellison, the son of the 4th richest man in the world. That's why Paramount can buy Warner, but Universal can't. Well, these big movie studios have a lot of money, but the richest men in the world are on another level. The positive thing is that Warner is now managed by a movie studio. The downside is that Davis Ellison and his family have a very conservative background and strongly support the Trump administration. By the way, he just said he supports Paramount buying Warner. Did they fire Stephen Colbert for mocking Trump to get government approval for the Paramount Skydance merger? So, they're one of those companies that tries to please the government. Honestly, I don't share that family's values, but that's just my opinion. Everyone has their own, and at the end of the day, you have to keep in mind that the most important thing of all is money. Since Paramount is also the owner of productions like South Park, another series that has made fun of the president a lot and has remained untouched. The same occurs with productions like The Voice, which criticize the government even as their owner Jeff Bezos donates to them. Also, there's another point that's important as well. The Hollywood Writers Guild recently opposed the Paramount-Warner merger, citing ongoing consolidation in the media industry. Workers have been harmed, competition and freedom of expression have been reduced, and hundreds of billions of dollars have been wasted that would have been better invested in organic growth. And yes, big companies have been getting huge, which benefits the executives but affects the viewers. With fewer perspectives and less diversity, stories lose varied viewpoints. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Warner is for sale and will likely be bought soon, with Paramount as the top buyer. So we can expect the company when this purchase takes place. But that doesn't necessarily mean that James Gunn's universe won't move forward with him at the helm. It means a new group with different ideas will re-examine the numbers to decide what remains and what is removed. Maybe everything stays the same, or the universe continues without James Gunn, or maybe Gunn now answers to someone above him. Rather than using his current creative freedom, comment below what you want to see happen. Don't forget to register via the link in the video description. Take advantage of our biggest discount for the December Gathering pre-sale. Hope to see you there. That's all for today. Subscribe so you don't forget. I'm Go the Geek Monitor. Keep looking beyond the obvious.